Hey everyone, I'm Jason Brock, and I'm going to tell you about how I was in an ex-gay program that tried to convert me from being gay to being straight. Hopefully you'll enjoy this story. I'll tell you why it didn't work for me. Hey everyone, thank you for watching this video. Thank you for coming to my channel, the Jason Brock channel, where you can see videos of me vlogging, singing, talking about whatever. Today I'm going to talk about the ex-gay program. It was a program where people who identify as gay or identified as gay go in and get converted or changed to being straight. Now, I personally don't think that's possible, but some people do. And I was in one of those programs when I was about 21 years old. So I'm going to tell you about that and what it's like and why it didn't work for me. And by the way, if you would like to, please subscribe to my YouTube channel and like the video and share it if you think someone might like it. And feel free to leave a comment and I will answer. It may take me a little while, but I will eventually. I always do. Anyway, let's get started. So when I was about 21 years old, I was living in Texas in the Dallas area, and gosh, I was having a rough time in my life. I was really unhappy and basically suicidal, but I just really didn't even want to live. And the reason I'm telling you this is because I was using drugs, I was very reckless, and the reason that happened, well, it's not because I was gay, and yes, I am and was gay. The reason that I was so reckless had to do with just my childhood and my own inner demons, and just some experiences I had been through. So I was really unhappy and really not doing well in my life. I didn't have a job. Like I said, I was using drugs and just being reckless. And my mom noticed that. And my mom, who cares about me, unfortunately, she also thinks being gay is wrong. And that somehow a program like this would help me get better. So she, something's moving in the background. That's weird. I think a bag just fell. So my mom, I was staying with a friend, right? And I was basically homeless. I mean, I did not have a place to live. I was staying with a friend. And I'd been there about a week when my mom suggested this program. And she said it was for people who had used drugs and who were gay. And I found out later it was just a gay thing. The drugs is like a side thing, but this facility was to help you transition from gay or trans to straight, and your born gender, whatever, birth gender. So my mom convinced me to go into it, and I guess I was still Christian enough that I thought I would give it a chance, because this was a Christian place. And I thought, well, maybe I should, because maybe there's something wrong with me. I still, at that age, had not completely gotten over my own self-hatred. I'm not saying I have 100%, but I've gotten a lot better. I still questioned if I was okay for being gay, and I still felt bad about it. Sometimes I thought maybe I was sinning, and I believed maybe God was still out there. God would help me, and I could be normal, straight, and live the life God wanted me to. I thought that was possible, and that's how my mom convinced me. So believe me, I know my mom did it out of love and concern, and she should have been concerned because I was in a really bad place. But I don't think this is the right answer, so I would not be recommending this. But anyway, she convinced me to go. Okay, so next thing is she takes me to this place and we register and I get admitted. And I remember on that first day, the guy who admitted us, he said he used to be gay, and he was now straight, and he had a wife who I believe was there at that facility. Maybe he didn't live there, but I think he might have. Whatever. Okay, so anyway, he had a wife now, and it's like he was a success story. And he mentioned, being gay is so hard on people. Every time you break up with someone, it's like a divorce. So gay people, they go through a lot more because they have so many relationships and blah, blah, blah. He said a lot of stuff. And I was like, oh, wow. I kind of was listening, being open, thinking, oh, that makes sense. Of course, later, now I think, isn't that true for straight people too? Isn't that true for everyone? I mean, please, it's not just gay people. Anyway, so my mom left and I was assigned an apartment. Happened to be a pretty nice apartment, big apartment. Beautiful, I loved it. But anyway, that's not the point. I was assigned this apartment, right? And I wasn't allowed to leave, basically, unless I wanted to go across the street to get groceries or something. So I had to stay on the facility grounds. There were about 20 units, I think, in this facility. It wasn't that big, but there were like 3 buildings, maybe 4 buildings, and about 20 units, about 20 people living there. And these were all people who had been gay, lesbian, or trans, and that were now identifying as not any of those things. And yeah, I was there, and when I first got there, I kind of was like hopeful that maybe I could change and become right, like, I don't know, maybe become happy, find fulfillment in my life again, and be a Christian. Everything was going to be okay. I was given this book. It was a Christian book, and I was reading it and I was actually feeling inspired. Like maybe there was hope that I could do this. Become straight. I was reading this book and trying to reconnect with God, because I still believed in God enough to do that at that point. And I did feel some connection, right? But after a few days, I realized, oh, I've already done this, and this is just not for me. I am gay, and I'm okay with that. It's okay. I came to a realization after being there that I no longer agreed with Christianity's views on homosexuality. And I'm sorry, not all Christians feel this way. This is Christians in my circle and in that area. Many people were conservative at that time in Texas about homosexuality. So anyway, I realized this is not what I want. And then I started to look at these people who had changed, who had been gay, but were no longer gay. And I was like, I really felt sad. I felt so bad for them because they really weren't able to embrace who they were. They felt so bad about themselves that they had to change or try to change. I don't think they really did. That's my personal opinion. I think that if you're gay, you're gay. If you're trans, you're trans. It's not something you force change. It's something that's always there, I think. It's part of your identity. But it was so sad to see these people who had changed, and they were, I don't know, to me they still seemed gay and or trans. You know what I mean? Like, to me it felt like I was talking to my gay friends, but they weren't gay, they said. So what happened? Let me tell you what it's like there. So every day, it's kind of normal, like your regular everyday life. But then you have to go to like this chapel where you pray and worship and hear testimonies from other people in the community. And there's the main leader guy, the one that I checked in with. He gives like a sermon or lesson or whatever every few days. I can't remember the exact schedule. And then you also meet with that guy, the leader, for therapy sessions where you talk about things. And so, it's just a program where you're isolated in this little compound, those 3 buildings or whatever, and you're really focused on working on your sexuality and changing it with God's help. So I was there, gosh, I can't remember how long. Because like I told you, it only took me a few days to realize, no freaking way. It was not for me. And thank God. I mean, it gave me some clarity. Sometimes you need an extreme to get the clarity. But, yeah, that's what it was like there. Pretty much like normal life, at least in my case. Other people may have different experiences at their own ex-gay facilities if you've been through this. So I sent a letter to a friend. I think it was like a week after I had been there. I'm like, oh Lord, can you please help me? Can I come stay with you or whatever? I was like, I can't do this, Yeah, we sent letters. Can you believe that? This is how long ago that was. So she wrote back or called back, I can't remember. But we talked and she said it was okay. I had not left the program yet because I hadn't told anyone how I really felt. I just kind of kept it inside. So the program people didn't know how I felt about wanting to leave. And I couldn't really stay with anyone. There was a problem with my parents. My stepdad basically didn't want me to come home, didn't want me to be at home. And my other family members also, I was told they didn't want me to stay with them. I later found out that wasn't true. That was just an angry family member who told me that. Sorry, that's a whole other story. I'm not going there. Anyway, I didn't have anywhere to go. I was basically homeless, like I was telling you before. So this friend said I can come. So I went out. Oh, wait. That's all right. I didn't want to leave yet, or I didn't tell anyone I wanted to leave. But what I did is I snuck out a couple of times in the middle of the night. This is in Dallas. I walked downtown, went out and partied, drank, did drugs. Yeah, back then I did. I don't anymore, but not drugs anyway. And then I came home like early morning, and I showed up at a chapel service, like high, and probably drunk, but definitely I was high. And they knew something was up, and they kicked me out. They said, you can't stay here, you're not following the rules of the program, and you have to go. And they're like my freaking parents were. They kicked me out that very second. Like they said, you have an hour to leave. Oh, how compassionate. What great Christians. Did I mention the name of this place? It was called Isaiah Project. Isaiah Project. And if it still exists, fuck them. Fuck them. And that's not because I'm angry. I'm really not angry. I just think it's a horrible thing that they're doing to people. We don't need organizations who do this. Okay, my opinion. Maybe you feel differently. But I'd like to see all these places closed down as an advocate of gay rights, LGBTQIA rights. But, so yeah, they kicked me out. They said, you have an hour to leave, to pack your stuff. I had no suitcases, had to put it in garbage bags. And I was out of there. I left. What did I do? I think I took a Greyhound. I took a bus or something. I went out to this small town in Texas where my friend lived, just showed up, and she let me stay with her, thank goodness. Without her, I don't know what I would have done. She may have been the only person I had at that time, but anyway, that was my experience in an ex-gay facility, and I hope there aren't any more of those for very long. I can't stand to see like ex-gay ministers or whatever, like Dennis Jernigan. Have you heard of him? Give me a break. How annoying that someone is advocating that gay people can be ungay. I mean, that's just self-hatred. That is just self-hatred and conformity to extremely conservative Christian values. I can't stand that people like him. In case you don't know, Dennis Jernigan is a singer-songwriter, Christian singer-songwriter, who my mom and my uncle have told me, oh, he's so great. And I'm like, what the hell are you talking about? How can you say he's so great? He's pretty much denying who he is and saying he's straight or not acting on gay desires. Please, there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with being gay. So, whatever. What is my point? That is the end of the video. Thank you so much for watching. Sorry if I rambled, but I was just trying to get out the experience and share with you what it was like. Overall, actually pretty enlightening for me. Gave me clarity. But I think it's horrible. Don't do it to anyone because you're teaching them it's wrong to be who they are. And we should be okay being ourselves. And alright, well, thank you for watching. Please subscribe to my channel if you haven't, and please share this video and like it, and leave me a comment. I will respond. Thank you. Bye.